Alright guys, and welcome to this exciting episode of Top Corner Africa. Nico Wizzy, my name as usual, and we're here to talk about the NPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League 2025-2026 season. And of course, it is the 54th season of the Nigerian Premier Football League. We start with the fixtures that will start today. Abia Warriors will take on Kano Pillars, quite a very great encounter. Abia Warriors did their best last season, and of course, they finished in a very, very good position last season, and they will take on Kano Pillars that finished ninth. Yes, Kano Pillars, they are actually an OG in the Nigerian Premier League, but then situations is not of course every day is not Christmas, but then they did their best last season, but still they could not measure up. And so this time, they made some changes in terms of their the hierarchy of the team. Ahmed Musa, the current Super Eagles player, Super Eagles captain, was named the team's general manager. And of course, let's see how his position will actually influence the team in a very good way. And we wait to see what actually transpires. Wiki Tourist, formerly of the NNL, they played in the NNL last season. This time they are going to play in the NPFL. They'll be at home to welcome Plateau United, a mid-table team last season. Plateau United, they were actually a mid-table team last season. And then let's see what happens when Plateau United face Wiki Tourist. Wiki Tourist has been in the NPFL before. Some years back they were in the NPFL, but this time they are back, and they are back and trying to make sure that they get the best out of themselves as regards to the new season. And then we have Katsina United, another mid-table team last season. Warri Wolves played in the NNL last season. They have been in the NPFL in the past. Yes, Ogenekaro Etebo of the former Super Eagles player was once their player, and of course he played for them in the NPFL. And then we wait to see what happens when we have Warri Wolves. They face Katsina United. Warri Wolves is traveling away from home, from their comfort zone, to face Katsina United. In Enugu, we have Rangers International, the Flying Antelopes. They will take on Kun Khalifa FC. Kun Khalifa FC was actually the best team in the NNL last season. They were actually one of the best teams in the NNL last season. They did so well for themselves in the NNL, and then they are going to face Rangers in Enugu. Give Rangers a run for their money. Of course, the club is from Imo State, and then we get to see what actually transpires when they face Rangers. And then we have Remo Stars, the defending champions of the NPFL. They will start their title defense against Rivers United. And of course, remember that Remo Stars, they won the league, and because of that reason, majority of the players that represented Nigeria at the African Nations Championship was majorly Remo Stars players. And of course, they failed at the end of the day. Yes, they failed. I don't know, but of course, at the end of the day, they failed. Nigeria could not even go past the group stage. But of course, that is it's not just about Remo Stars, about the NPFL. Something needs to be done seriously about the NPFL, and that stuff that needs to be done will start this season. But of course, trying to rebrand the league and make the league a better one. Of course, Remo Stars, they will start their title defense against Rivers United. Rivers United, another big side in the NPFL, led by Finidi George. But of course, let's see what actually transpired when they face Remo Stars. Rivers United has won the NPFL in the past, and now let's see what actually happens between former champions of the NPFL and then the current champions of the NPFL. Kwara United will take on Ikorodu City. Ikorodu City, another fantastic side. They did well last season, and they are going to face Kwara United as the season starts. Academy Warriors will take on Bendel Insurance. We have 3SC of Ibadan up against Bayelsa United. Bayelsa United just lost their manager. Their manager left them, talking about Ladan Boso. He left them to sign for Barau FC as their new manager. 3SC of Ibadan just decided towards the end of last season, they decided to fire their entire coaching crew. Yes, everybody left the club. They employed new ones, and of course, let's see the impact they make after they brought in a new set of management. And of course, they are going to face Bayelsa United in a very, very tricky encounter. And of course, wait to start the Lekon Salami Stadium, wait to see what actually transpires. Barau FC, they used to play in the NNL, and of course, they qualified to the NPFL. They got a new stadium. They used the Sani Abacha Stadium as their new home ground. Of course, while their own home ground is under renovation, they will use the Sani Abacha Stadium at least for now. And of course, Barau FC, they will take on Enyimba. Enyimba will travel down to Barau FC to play. And of course, let's see what actually transpires when they travel talking about Enyimba. Enyimba, another fantastic side in the NPFL. They are actually an OG in the NPFL, but then, they didn't have the type of season they wanted the last time out. At the end of of course, they signed a lot of players, a couple of players, including Brown with Day, who they felt that was going to give them the goals they were looking for. But then at the end of the day, they felt he didn't live up to expectation, and then they decided to release him at the end of last season. And now we have Naija Tornadoes, another mid-table team that are set to face Nasarawa United. Nasarawa United had a very not too bad, not really bad performance, but of course they need to improve. There is also need for improvement. But then they produced the top scorer in the NPFL, Anas Yusuf, who did well for himself in the NPFL and was able to represent Nigeria at the African Nations Championship. He scored against Congo just to prove that he is actually a good player, as everybody always thought. And of course, right now he's going to come back to Nigeria because Nigeria is out of the competition in the CHAN, and then take some rest and then prepare to play for Nasarawa United. Naija Tornadoes, they are another great side, a mid-table team last season. But then let's see what happens when they face Nasarawa United. Of course, this is where I'll be drawing the curtain for today's exciting episode of Top Corner Africa. Remain your humble host, Nico Wizzy is my name. Bye for now.